Hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So Pisces, we're going to do a reading for you. Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for you cross watchers. Also for people who find themselves on this video without Pisces in their chart. If you resonate, you resonate. If you don't, you don't. So let's get started. So I heard tantrums and truth bombs. Tantrums and truth bombs. I don't know who's having a tantrum. I don't know what truth bomb is coming out, but truth bombs have a tendency to be pretty intense. If we're going to be honest, pretty intense. Okay. Okay. I got to hurry and do this. I got to hurry. Gotta hurry, hurry, hurry. Okay. So I'm just kind of having a conversation with Michael in my head about what this reading is going to be about. The whole tantrum thing. It could be something with you. You being disappointed about something. You not wanting to accept some sort of news. I think this news comes from your soul. I don't think this is a current event. I feel like this is something within yourself. Something that you have been struggling with for, I don't know, for some time now, for some time now. It's been something that's been weighing so heavily on you. And you haven't really wanted to kind of, I guess, face the music is what I heard. Face the music. Whatever. We just whatever. We're just gonna whatever through this, okay? These cards have been coming up quite a bit lately. I shuffled these decks. It's the same motherfucking cards. It's the same cards over and over. Over and over. Okay. Ah! Shit. All right. We'll pick those up later. Okay. I'm told to get up and pick it up now. All right. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Scorpio. Okay. All right. This will be a bonus card. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I've been extra fluffy in California. Had to undo my pants real quick. All right. Here goes. Tantrums and truth bombs, right? That was the message. Tantrums and truth bombs. So this is a reading about what's going on within your head, within your mind. Just a lot of really like lack of seeing, lack of allowing yourself to see, too much talking. Michael's doing this to me. Too much talking. So that too much talking tells me like you don't want to see what's actually going on. You just keep telling yourself a story of what's going on. This is also for some of you, not for all, but for some of you. It's a sense of you're allowing too many people to talk. You're allowing too many people's opinions to affect the way you're seeing what's going on. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Like you tell me or don't tell me. Don't tell me. Um, So at this point, if you're not going to allow yourself to see what's actually going on, your journey is going to be paused. I'm feeling like it's paused because you feel as though your heart has been ripped out. It's such a devastating sense of disappointment. It doesn't necessarily have to be disappointment based on like romantic disappointment. It's just disappointment, period. Maybe you're disappointed with how life has been going. Like you've been really, really like trying to make changes, but it's not coming to fruition. Here's the thing, what I noticed about Pisces, I'm very, very lucky to have Capricorn in my moon, because that moon energy kicks me in the ass and forces me to follow through. So with Pisceans, I noticed this about myself as well. We can kind of sense where this is headed. Whatever this is, we can sense where it's heading. And oftentimes we'll be like, no, I'm good. It's okay. And it's not because we can't necessarily follow through or we can't finish anything we start. It's that we have a tendency to give up on ourselves. Huge difference. We have the ability to finish things. We really do. But we also have the ability to give up on ourselves in such a way that like affects our learning curve tremendously. So what did I, oh, here. Pause in your journey. Now I'm looking at this and immediately I'm thinking about blood transfusions, blood donations. Have you given away too much again? Is that what it is? Is that what the message your soul is trying to give you? You've given away too much. Now you're depleted, you're woozy. Maybe that's why you got to sit down and pause. Maybe you need to have a apple juice and some cookies, like when you give blood, and just have a seat. Sit down, reassess where you need to stop giving, and reassess what you have left. What do you have left of your life? What do you have left of your dreams, your hopes, your wishes? I see a lot of Pisceans that live their life in obligation to other people for most of their lives. And when they reach the end portion of their existence here in this lifetime, they look back and they see like, oh my God, I should have just, I should have just did this. I should have just did that. Pisceans and other people, we have a tendency sometimes to hold on to things that we know it's really not going to grow us. There's really nothing that's going to come of it. People are who they are. The circumstance is what it is. But we hold on because why? Well, because we've already invested X amount of years. Well, I've been here for 7 years. Year 13. Well, we already have been together for 13 years. Has anything changed? Have you allowed yourself to grow? Or have you shrunk yourself down in order to accommodate their desire to not grow? You know what I mean? And that's not going to be accurate for everybody, but that's some stuff that definitely needed to be said. A lot of things in our minds. A lot of things going, but really not going anywhere. Okay? You have to allow yourself to have enough space within every connection in your life where you can grow. There should be enough space. You shouldn't be carrying someone else. All right, card number 21. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. So it's at this point, it's at this point that you really have to slow it down. Your mind is probably racing at this point. I'm noticing my readings are totally like, I need to get this out, I need to get this out, but it's still an hour long. Like, girl. That's why you can't breathe half the time, is because you're speaking too fast and too passionately. So slow it down. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. This heartbeat carries with it the song of your personal creation. Every single lifetime that you live, you will experience the opportunity to personally create something for yourself. What will you create? When you're living in a very, very rushed manner, there's an opportunity for you to create things for other people, but are you creating things for yourself? Yes and no. No, you are not consciously creating what you want and what makes you happy. And yes, you are creating more struggle, more heartache, more sense of disappointment in yourself and other people. You have to slow it down, okay? You definitely have to slow it down. So I thought I could avoid it. Obviously, I can't. This is one of the cards. There's 3 cards in this deck, in this particular deck, that points to twin flame stuff. And then Michael keeps pointing out, it's like, flames in the head. 3 times this has circled back around. Fuck, that's true. That's true. So six fires, 6 candles, 3 pairs. So that could either mean you've identified 3 and you guys are paired, or you guys have spent time paired together, or there's 6 individuals you've met that you've suspected. Death comes in 3, so does birth. So does birth. So whenever people tell me they're pregnant, why the fuck would you do that to me? Why would you do that? Why would you tell me that? There has to be 2 more people that you tell, and they better get pregnant, not me. I'm just saying. Oh, here we go. Rebirth. So what if this is you dying each time? Oh, okay. So that's kind of part of the message. So the first one, you met someone who maybe you felt was your equal, and they had the resonance of a twin. The second time, it was like you had such a strong connection. It's like a coming together of the 2 minds, the 2 flames that represent the crown. And then this third one, it's like there's a separation that occurred. One feels much smaller than the other. The other is placed on a much higher platform. So I don't know. It might be representative of the connections you have with other people. It really might. I mean, it's up to you guys if you it's up to you guys if you want to put that label on it. But no matter what, it's leading to a rebirth. No, not again. Twin flamers. Don't want me. You're preaching to the choir. Yeah, so rebirth. It's time for you to simply exist in a state where you're forcing yourself to deal with very, very harsh environments. Okay, camels can survive pretty harsh environments. You're not just a camel. You know, you're definitely not just a camel. You can enter a phase of your journey where you're stepping into your lionhood. You know. Card number 21, the world. A brilliant success. The freedom to go in any direction. A journey that's now complete. So there you go. I'm wondering, well, I've kind of suspected this for a while. The whole concept of the twin flame thing, I feel like, especially, honestly, especially for me, I feel like twin flames, the whole topic, is just something that's so triggering. And I think that's the purpose that it serves, at least for me, where it triggers me to kind of try and see, why am I so triggered by this whole topic? What parts of me are averse to it, and why? You know, why does it irritate me so much? And I don't believe it's tied to a person. I believe it's tied to whatever I was supposed to learn, but refused to learn, you know? So, and just to clarify the whole twin topic, I feel like it's something that the human mind keeps trying to make into a romantic subject matter. It's not. Like, just bottom line, it's not. One of the reasons I'm so personally averse to the topic is because Michael won't shut up about it. It's not because of an individual. It's because Michael won't shut up about it. Every reading. Can't this be let's make this about money. Anything but twin flame shit, you know, but whatever. That's the message. Rigid. He says that bringing it up because you keep being so rigid about the topic. So your soul will keep bringing you the very things that you need to learn and refuse to learn. He says that's what I've been talking about. Failing to realize that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, which is learning, instead of being annoyed. I mean, I can't help it. You are annoying. You are annoying. Okay. So, second card in a 3-series twin flame meaning of this same deck. Y'all can say whatever you want. So, it's the second card. This is about a deepening of that connection with yourself. Okay. Let me just breathe. Okay. This is about deepening a connection with yourself. Typically, this will indicate to me that you and another person are not talking. There's kind of like the two of you broke down in communication. You're shielding yourself from hearing, from speaking, all of that. Now it's being pointed out that around her ears is darkness and shadow. So there's a potentiality. Excuse me. There's a potentiality that part of the reason why you're refusing to maybe even just deal with a topic, learn whatever you're supposed to learn. There's a lot of ear cupping going on. I'm seeing quite a few different details that I've never really paid attention to before. All right. Exactly, Tanaya. I have an issue with learning lessons from everybody, so why would I be different with my TF? Right? Seriously. And plus, when someone has a resonance so similar to your own, it's literally like dealing with yourself. It's literally like dealing with yourself. Have you ever recognized how you behave? I mean, I'd be saying sometimes, like, my husband just got an attitude problem. And then that happened, and I was like, maybe the attitude problem is mine. I don't know. Maybe he wasn't lying. Maybe. Who knows? But here, the details that I noticed, all the bubbles. All these bubbles around her face. Oh, those are so like, oh, it's just touching the heart. Every single time you've wanted to look down, every single time you've forgotten the greatness that you are, where you felt very, very small, very, very weak, feeling like, God, the one person that people say should totally understand me doesn't even want to be around me, not even as my friend. Those little bubbles represent all the times creation has kissed you and tried to use all sorts of different circumstance to lift your head. It's a very, very beautiful sentiment where every single time you wanted to look down, every single time you look down upon yourself, creation brings these little bubbles to give you kisses and lift you up. You have to allow yourself to rise, though. You really have to allow yourself to rise. You have to allow yourself to recognize the different cycles that you exist within, the different ways that creation is trying to teach you these lessons. You guys, the whole twin flame thing is not about another person. It's about such a nuanced portion of your learning cycles. These are such fine nuances that it gets so easy to overlook them and focus instead on this generalized concept of they all should be together, divine union this, divine union that. I tell you guys, my husband is not my twin flame. He is not my twin ray. I can't see myself with anyone else. I don't want to see myself with anyone else. This person that I've been living my life with, and I will continue to live my life with, has been able to teach me all these things that have grown me without trying to teach me, without trying to tell me, like, no, you got to be, no, you got, no, you. I did experience that with my TF. And I was like, this motherfucker, like, for real. Oh, that's probably how it feels when I do that. Let me not tell anyone that shit anymore. No joke. No joke. I specifically remember a very specific conversation where I made a statement based on what other people have told me about this certain topic. And then they were like, oh, well, you can't even talk about it. You can't even comment. I thought this was a conversation. I'm sorry, what? You got to stop acting like me. Card number 28, sacrifice. What can you let go of? I think the biggest thing we can let go of is the concepts we've been taught regarding the whole twin flame topic, where it's like a romantic thing. There's like sexual stuff involved. You ever notice? I noticed this. I have not met a single person who was hell-bent on their belief that this specific individual is their twin flame, and that specific individual is not in alignment with their sexual preference. No joke. So test it out. See all the people that, every single person, if you are heterosexual, your twin flame is magically also heterosexual. If you are a lesbian or gay, we're just going to deal with the primary orientations that pretty much everyone's aware of. I'm not going to dip into anything else, not even bisexuality. If you are homosexual, well, then your twin flame is also homosexual. And if they're not, they're in denial. They just don't want to admit to themselves. Are you kidding me right now? Okay. So we have really caused it to be something that it actually isn't. And that very concept, that very limited concept that we adhere to, that's the very thing that's pulling you down. That's what's causing you, if it is, that's what's causing you to have like temper tantrums about the topic. You guys see me having temper tantrums about the topic, not because I'm not getting what it is because it's because I'm not getting what I want, which is silence on the topic. Like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with that. Like, that's not a part of my reality right now. I'm very happy in my reality. And the fact is, me not looking at that, the whole like concept of it and how I've experienced it, is what's blocking me from learning additional things. It's just a very sad topic to me. It really, really is. It's a very, very, very sad topic for me because it's just sad. I don't want to be sad. Like, so I can't be friends with anybody? Well, that's because I choose not to be. Well, then why? Why? Well, because then I really look into it and I'm like, oh, I haven't really reached a place where I really like myself like that. And it's not that I don't like myself. It's that I see some of these characteristics and I'm like, oh, that's ugly. I don't want to be like that. Oh, but newsflash, I am. For me, I'm too sensitive to deal with that and recognize that. And it's slowly coming along. It's slowly coming along where I'm digesting bits and pieces of how potentially other people see me, how I potentially behave when faced with certain types of triggers, certain types of environments. And that's what the twin flame journey is teaching me. It's not about someone else, you guys. It's about really recognizing how this person's presence, your awareness of their existence, is affecting the shifting of your consciousness. Some will end up romantic, but I have nothing to do with that. These readings have nothing to do with that. These readings are about you recognizing your own journey, the parts of your journey that get activated because of the other person. Not because they're bad, not because they're rude, not because this and that, but that's their purpose, to trigger different types of learning that other people cannot trigger. So card number 36, differences. Differences. There's a lot of differences that you've probably witnessed, okay, within yourself, These differences can be indicative of growth. These differences you've become aware of can be indicative of your refusal to grow. You're going to have to make the call on that, okay? So a lot of differences, things you can learn in the light, things that shadow needs to be brought forward to help you learn. Card number 2, the High Priestess, trusting your intuition, careful reflection before taking action, insights that come through meditation. So before you make any solid decisions for yourself and commit to that decision, you have to slow down. You have to trust your intuition. You have to carefully reflect. Don't just be, reacting all the time. Allow yourself to really process, like, what the hell just happened? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what just happened, but it did. And so now I need to process it. All right. So, card number 2, moment to moment. Your growth cannot be predetermined. You can't be like, okay, I'm going to do these exercises, take this course, and in 3 months, I'm going to grow. You can't. So, bodybuilding. You've never done bodybuilding before. You've never even lifted a weight. You don't know how any of the machines work at the gym. You don't know what muscles do what. I'm going to be ripped in 3 months. I said that so silly. That's a silly thing. You have no trainer. You have no personal trainer. You have no idea how to perform exercises, what exercises do what. You have no idea of proper form. You have no idea of nutrition, macros. You have no idea of supplementation, but you won't be ripped in 3 months. Probably not going to happen. And you're probably going to injure yourself. The more you push yourself, especially without proper form, the heavier weights you force yourself to use, you're going to hurt yourself. That's what happens with spiritual growth. If you don't know the proper form to take when dealing with specific types of lessons, when you force yourself to take on far too much that you are not ready to take on, you're going to hurt yourself. So we're trying to reach an end zone, and we have no idea where that end zone is, what the terrain is. It's not a level football field where you can see how far you have to go, where you could see what you're going to be running across, the type of field, the type of environment. You can see clearly what's coming towards you. But with your spiritual journey, you can't. And so you have this concept of what you're going to do, when you're going to do it, by how it's going to happen, who's going to be there, and how everybody is going to feel. You can't control a sovereign soul. You really can't. You really, really, really can't. You can't predict it, even with a twin flame, twin ray, whatever you want to call it. You can't predict that. That's exactly what happened with the last one that I found, or the last one that found me. Yeah, you can't tell me what to do. I don't give a shit who you are. Didn't work out the way you expected, did it? You have to honor yourself. Card number 9, honor yourself. You have to honor your needs. If you need to sit in a place of darkness and shadow for a little bit just to reassess, then do it. What's wrong with that? Why should we be afraid of it? Because someone else told us we should be afraid of it? I don't think so. And if you do feel fear and no one programmed you to fear, why are you afraid? Why are you afraid of your own journey? Is it because you're not quite sure what you'll find? You're not sure what's hidden within your own shadows? Whatever's hidden within your own shadows, it's part of you. Whatever it is, it's a part of you. It's always been there. So one of the things that we don't quite take into account, everything that you're going to find within yourself as an adult, it was installed or planted in your early life. By the time you're 5, all of the events of your life that lead up to your 5th year, those are the events that determine the kind of person that you are. How you will react to your world, what your coping mechanisms will be, how easy or difficult it is for you to self-heal, to self-soothe, all of those things. By the time you're 5, you can look this up. This is they teach this in psychology. I was trying, one of the many majors I was going to have was in child psychology. So yeah, by the time you're 5, does that mean you're still that 5-year-old? If you don't address it, yes. Thank you, Germanica. If you don't address it, yes, you will forever be that 5-year-old. If you do heal it, how do I go about healing that? Well, then be the parent that you felt you needed at that age, but didn't have. That's inner child work. If you can be the parent that you needed, or that you wanted, because the parent you need is the parent you have. That's the one you're born with. That's the one you need. Do the work, okay? No one else is going to do this work for you. They can't. It's not allowed. It's really not allowed. If you look at all of my services, do you see one for the inner child? Do you see one for your internal shadow work? I mean, I can help mentor you. We can do some of that work together in a mentorship. But there is no service on my website that will, okay, I'll fix that. Just like that. No, because that's a lie. That's a lie. Unless you're willing to fix it on your own, where you're choosing to be the parent that you wanted. Because now you've lived through all the life experiences you need in order to realize, understand the effects that carry on throughout your life. The effects of your first 5 years, how it affected the rest of your life. So, oh, and look, sin number 5, follow your own rhythm. Just follow that rhythm. It'll definitely lead you to your own truths. Your truths, no matter how similar they are to someone else's, it's still very, very unique, okay? The journey that you've taken to reach those truths, the conclusions that you identify as truths, you have taken a very, very unique journey. No one else in this world has traveled the same path as you. So honor that. Okay. You took an oath to learn specific things in this lifetime. What you're supposed to learn, only you know that. And that will be uncovered throughout your life. A new self-discovery, probably every few years. For some of us, we hold off on discovering, and we'll hold off, and then boom, the maybe 5 things we were supposed to discover about ourselves over a course of 15 years, you hit that like a brick wall, and you realize all those 5 things within a few days, a few weeks, a few months of each other. But these are all lessons that have been being primed for quite a few years. So you've taken this oath. The reason you took this oath is so that you can learn and be prepared for whatever it is you promise to be or do in this lifetime. The answer of what that is, what you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do, that comes to you as you live your life. Again, that's not something someone can just dictate to you. What if they're wrong? What if that's the one day where they are super off, they're not quite reading right, they're not sensing right, and they make a mistake? You're going to carry that and solidify it as your truth for the rest of your life from that point on. Why do I not have a session that will tell you what your purpose is? Why does my soul purpose activation simply activate the pathways that allow your soul to better communicate what that purpose is? Because that is the truth that nobody else should have the power to dictate to you. But you're super accurate. Yeah, But I'm only seeing what you're ready for in the short term. Unless you're focused on the long term, I only see the potentiality that's before you. And if you change your mind after I've told you this, the potentiality changes right along with it. If you are staring at a room and you suddenly look to your far right, well, then your whole vision changes. You're no longer looking at whatever the planted pot. You're now looking at a wall. So that shift in your positioning will absolutely shift what you see. And what you see tends to be what you allow yourself to manifest into your life. So if you see nothing but suffering, if you see nothing but people being complacent in their settling for unhappy lives, for struggles, for all sorts of things that really don't add to what you feel you should be having, that's all you're going to keep manifesting. That's part of the reason why I don't really hang out with other people. I'm so sensitive to that. And it's like the people, and plus I move a lot. I travel a lot and I move a lot. And it tends to be like people who are around me have a different thing they're working on. And I'm not really willing to go work on that with you when I have to focus on my journey. For much of my life, when I'm hanging around someone in the physical all day, their thoughts, their behaviors, they become my own. I don't want to be like that. I want to be insulated enough where I can really focus on what I need to do to grow myself. So that's part of what I've needed to do. Do you need to insulate yourself to that extent? Are you that sensitive to energy? Like this morning, I took my brother to go get an EKG, and the EKG tech was a rude as fucking biatch. And I was just like, I ain't even gonna get started. I got so irritated. She had to kick me out of the room, and I just couldn't find. That's fine. I'll just wait outside. I'm not tripping because I know he's gonna get upset, and that's gonna show in his heart test. But later on, he because my brother's very sensitive to energy, he's like, yeah, you got her toxic energy more than I did. You like really absorbed it. Fucking bitch. And why is that? I can't be around that. I can't. I'm too sensitive for it. It riles me up and it's unnecessary. So you have to recognize these things about yourself. When people are brought to you for a reason, you have to uncover what that reason is. I can't just be like, oh, that girl was a bitch because she was a bitch. Why ask me if I'm going to stay in the room or not, only to tell me like, well, the room is small. I would prefer you wait outside. Because I could have been like, excuse you. Legally speaking, I'm his medical power of attorney, so I have to stay with him. I don't give a shit if he put himself on that table. I'm going to sit right. And she couldn't have said anything, but is it worth it? Was that worth it? Just to prove like I'm on top, bitch. Well, that's the thing. That's what I recognize. This girl had like some sort of feminine competition type of shit. And I'm like, whatever. And, I don't even need to react to you. That's your own issue. I'm going to sit outside the door. I'm going to look at my TikTok. I'm just going to look at my TikTok. I ain't got time for that shit. Today's a good day for me. And I left it as a good day. So 6 of spring, wonderful news is on its way. Smart choices that bring reward, success, and public recognition. So with the public recognition part, we're talking about being triggered. You also have the High Priestess card in there, the World card. With those coming into the public recognition portion of this final card, I get the feeling like those who are very toxic, Pisces is going through a purging cycle. Those who are very toxic, you might have kind of pushed them off to the side a little bit. You're really not my focus right now, and just leave you alone. When they see that you are succeeding and reaching higher levels of happiness, they probably going to come forward full force and be like, oh, so what's up? Sit down, bitch. sit down, bitch. That's what's up. No, I'm joking. I mean, you could say that, but they'll probably initiate a cycle of drama with it. They want that. They want that reaction. Narcissists can't stand when they can't get you to react. And then they'll involve a whole bunch of other people. Be gone. All of y'all who want to listen to the narcissist, be gone too. More space for lovely flowers to grow in my garden. So try your best to stay in your neutral. It's okay for you to kind of rev a little bit, but don't keep your foot on the gas, that emotional gas pedal, just because you heard it rev. Seriously. Let it calm itself down. Oops, I tapped the gas. Let it calm itself down. When you are in neutral, emotional neutral, even though you step on that emotional gas pedal, that vehicle's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to go down the road of toxicity. That's just the fact. You can recognize when you get triggered and then be like, oh, nah, I'm not. Nah, that's not for me. You go do that by yourself. So yeah, control. The final card for this reading, control. If you won't control yourself, other people will. Through triggering you, through challenging you, through causing yourself to question yourself, if you don't control yourself, someone else will. That's bottom line. Someone else will. So we got this little lady. We about the same size. We look like we about the same age, girl. I'm a little bit cuter, but hey. Hey, she's trying to control the situation. How about this? How about I'm going to choose where I'm going to go and you don't get to get me to react? How about that? Took all the fight out of her. She couldn't say shit. You know, she was still irritated. She was still irritated. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, who knows what was going on with her before we arrived? That's none of my business, just like what you're trying to do right now ain't none of my business. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to watch my TikTok. I'm going to control myself. Because if I don't control myself, I've just allowed her to control me. And let me tell you, if I got loud right there, the security guard was right there. Security guard was right outside the door. Calculated all of that. One thought. Shit. Do I want to go to jail today? No, I don't. Not today. I have sessions to get to. So I need to get off the emotional roller coaster when I get triggered. How about this? How about this? Because I'm huge on roller coasters. I don't know if you're huge on roller coasters, but when you're on a roller coaster and you're building up the anticipation, you're climbing up, you're climbing up and you get to the top and there's a pause, right? And right as you drop, you feel it in the small of your back. You feel all of this like, if you tense up, you're going to feel that whole motherfucking ride. You're going to feel the whole thing is going to hit you so much harder. But when you just give into it and just woo, yeah, it's just, wind in your face, your hair is blowing everywhere, lashes are bending everywhere. It's just fun. When you get all emotional, just allow yourself to feel it silently. Silently. Because in that moment, before I was like, oh, that's fine. I'll sit outside then. It's no big. Immediately, I was like, this fucking bitch. Oh, girl, stop. Okay, that's fine. I'll sit outside. Just let me know if he needs anything. And I sat outside. So don't deny the emotion. Allow yourself to acknowledge you have a right to feel that way. She was being a bitch, a full-on bitch. That's fine, because I'm not a bitch today. Maybe tomorrow, but not today, especially not right now. I'm going to chill out. That's all you have to do. You don't have to fully get off the roller coaster, because if you do, you're going to feel jilted. You're going to feel as though, what the fuck? Why did I let her? And I don't know if you're like that, but I am, where I will dwell on that. I should have said this. I should have said that. Nope, I don't need to. So just allow yourself to feel. The key is not never feeling anything. The key is in allowing yourself to acknowledge you have a right to feel that way, and then choosing to move forward without fully committing to lashing out, wilding out, having a temper tantrum because of how you feel. So that's all you got to do. All right, guys, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. I'll be live again later today, maybe to do readings, maybe to do a reading. I don't know. We shall see. Bye, guys.